Today, we are going to learn Python dictionaries, but not using random examples. You're going to be using agriculture and environmental science examples. And by the end of the lesson, you will understand CRUD operations in dictionaries so clearly that you can use them in real research projects. CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete. Let us begin. So, what is a dictionary? So imagine you are monitoring a farm field and you collect data like soil type, crops, average yield, nitrogen applied, and all other information. Each piece of information has a label, and that is exactly what a dictionary does. It stores information using label called keys, and each key has a value. So let us build our first agricultural dictionary, for example. So we have the field, and we have the labels like soil type, and the value for that label of soil type is loamy, and we have crop, maize, we have average yield ton per hectare, 6.5, we have nitrogen applied per kg per hectare, and that is 120. So notice something important in the code. Each label describes the data clearly. That is why dictionaries are powerful in environmental modeling. They allow meaningful access instead of using positions like a list. So how do you then create a dictionary? So to create it means building it, and you can create it immediately like we just did, or you can start using an empty dictionary. So let's look at this. You have this code where we have climate data, and all you need to do is to assign a curly braces that is empty, nothing inside, to the variable. And now we can start adding information. So you have the climate data, you assign the year, which is the label you want to add, and what year you assign 2024. You do the same for the annual rainfall, you do the same for the average temperature, and just assign the value. By doing that, you have created the necessary entries. So how do you then read the dictionary? So now imagine you want to know the rainfall. You do not scan everything. You do not have to look at the whole dictionary. You can directly ask for that specific value that you need. All you just need to do is say print, and you put climate data, and you have annual rainfall as the label that you pass into the climate data. And that is going to print out the right value for you. So Python immediately gives you the value, and that is a fast lookup. But if we try to access something that does not exist in the dictionary, what happens? If something does not exist, you will see it will cause an error. So that is why you say print climate data and you put soil moisture. Because we don't have soil moisture in the dictionary, it's going to return an error. And in environmental system, as a machine learning scientist working in environmental science and agriculture, you need to be careful about things like this. So to ensure that your simulation does not break or your process doesn't break, you can easily now use get method instead of just checking what is inside the label. So you can say climate data.get soil moisture. It will return none instead of returning an error. Better still, you can provide a default value. You can just say climate data.get, put soil moisture, then add data not available as the second parameter of the get method. And that will return whatever is in the default, even if soil moisture is not available in the dictionary. This is how production systems are built. And how do you update the dictionary? Now, imagine fertilizer recommendation changes. We need to update the nitrogen application. All you just need to do is call the name of the dictionary. For example, in this case, you can say field and pass the nitrogen applied into it and say equals 150. That will directly update whatever value you have with that label in that dictionary. The old value is replaced, same key, new value. But what if we add something new? For example, we want to add irrigation. So we just say field the same way and say irrigated equals true. By doing this, it will automatically create a new label called irrigated and assign the value that is called true. And by label here, we are talking about the key, and true is the value. If the key doesn't exist, Python simply creates it. So update and create use the same syntax. You can also update multiple values at once. And to do that, you can call the update method. You can just say, for example, field.update, and you create the curly braces within it, which is assigned for the dictionary, and pass whatever information you want to assign to a specific key to it. So crop, wheat, average yield ton per hectare, 5.8. And that will update the crop and the average yield ton per hectare at the same time. This is very useful, for example, if you are calibrating a model or you're updating information. And how do you then delete, which is the last part of the CRUD operation? You can just say del and assign whatsoever label into the field and just say field and put the irrigated in it. You can also use pop, and pop is just like, you can use it this way. You say remove value equals field.pop, then you have the crop that you want to remove, and that will remove the value when you print it. You can see it here. So pop removes the key and return its value. That can be useful when logging changes in an environmental database. If we want to wipe everything, we can just say field dot clear. Now dictionary is empty, and this is like resetting a whole simulation. So here is an exercise for you. I have attached the exercise to the comment section. You can go through it, try to perform it, then attach your solution to the comment section. And I promise you, I'll try to respond to all the comments as much as I can. So thank you, and see you in the next video.